Hello everyone. Alex is the head of sales and business development at Cloud Linux. He has 18 years of experience working for hosting companies, including Rackspace, Intermedia, and Aptix. He brings in vast experience in selling and positioning in hosting market. In our third installment of KuberDock webinar, Alex will be talking about positioning and pricing of dockerized applications. We're also planning installment number 4 on February 24, where we will be talking about technology behind the KuberDock. Alex, please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third webinar in series of presentations focused on KuberDock Platform as a Service. As Igor mentioned, during the first two webinars, we discussed Docker technology and its influence on the enterprise market and the opportunity it presents for service providers in combination with KuberDock platform. For those guests who just joined us for the first time, I would like to reintroduce our technology and briefly define what it can do for them. KuberDock is the first service of its kind that finally allows hosting companies to compete with giants like Amazon, Google, and Azure offering of Docker container services. With KuberDock, hosting companies can now use Docker container technology to run a lot more applications on the same server and offer application hosting using Docker format quickly and easily. So now let's introduce today's agenda. We will be focused on those 4 topics: the cloud market and challenges it represents, opportunities hosting providers, service providers will gain with launching KuberDock, sales models and go-to-market strategies and suggestions from Cloud Linux team, and how to get started, which will include pricing, positioning, market segmentation, and deployment. We'll finish our presentation with Q&A, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have during the presentation. So let's begin. According to IDC, as we always would like to start with some statistics, we live in a time of the third platform, the cloud. Not only small to medium-sized businesses consistently choose applications in the cloud, the majority of them consider cloud as a leading or a possible option for the in-house installations. They expect cloud solutions to optimize their businesses by giving their line of business more control and an option to utilize resources much better. According to one study, for cloud accounting application, SMB consistently use cloud applications, recognize higher revenue. With that level of awareness and tangible benefits presented by the cloud, why cloud technology still has such a small footprint within the hosting industry? If SMBs prefer applications in the cloud, so why are those options so limited and so restricted? Here are some ideas. One key limitation of the SaaS delivery model is that it's focused on delivering software applications that have the potential to reach a large market in order to be profitable. SaaS applications have to attract huge audience, large customer base to offset the initial expenses and ongoing operational expenses with running SaaS provided in the cloud. To deliver a SaaS version in the application is costly. To justify substantial expenses requires a large market interest. It's also too complicated for hosting providers to deploy applications. It's difficult to manage for SMB usage of VPS for smaller environment, while private cloud is still too expensive. So, what would your customers would like to see or want you to address in their business needs? They want to run applications and would rather avoid running VPS. They don't want to install, configure, and maintain the applications. They don't want to watch over the security and deploy updates. They want a system that lets them do that. They want a system that is flexible enough, reliable, standard-oriented, with predictable low TCO and better security, upgrade, maintenance, resource isolation path. More like shared hosting. That's exactly what our platform can offer them. KuberDock Platform as a Service will address those concerns and have all the capabilities so desirable to the customers. First of all, KuberDock is a cloud enablement tool which allows hosters to create cloud-based environment. I mean, as we're all familiar with the Docker, Docker provides a way to run almost any application securely isolated in the container. The isolation and the security allow you to run many containers simultaneously on your host. The lightweight nature of containers, which run without the extra load of hypervisor, means you can get more out of your deployment. Now adding KuberDock on top permits you to easily deploy a large number of applications across multiple categories. It allows you to sell Docker containers and giving your customer access to thousands and thousands of applications. KuberDock will support multi-tenancy, scalability, integration with billing and control panels, as well as adding security features. All of those components require to sell applications based on Docker containers. And one of the key factors, it's very easy to deploy. For some of the information with regard to deployment, you can refer to our previous Docker presentations 1 and 2, but I will touch upon them in my next slide. So as you can see, based on our previous experience, we compiled the suggested model or hardware needed to deploy the KuberDock. And I'm sure you experienced that adding new platform into your environment, while doing that, you might think that it's a complex and costly endeavor. In most cases, it is. In reality, with KuberDock, it's just the opposite. As you can see on the screen, it requires only 2 servers to deploy KuberDock platform, and you can start selling applications to your customers immediately. As you grow, you can easily expand. It represents very low risk for initial investment and very low barrier of entry into this market for any hosters of any size. Upon deployment, there are viable approaches to launch. With software as a service, you can see on the left side of the screen, which is more scalable, application providers can offer business applications that will be used by the end users to address their day-to-day business needs like CMS or CRM or ERP. With the PaaS, platform as a service, they can go beyond the simple cookie cutter approach and offer much more complex hosting applications, custom development, etc. Things like key value databases, search engines, log archives, and other tools that will be part of the larger software applications used by the customer. So the question is how to get started and go to market with KuberDock. And we'll cover it in the second part of our presentation. Step 1, as we call it, low-hanging fruit. Obviously, your current customer base. You can review your customer base and what they use and what they can benefit from. It certainly requires lowest marketing investment and lowest technical and support investment. You can offer it as an upsell, add-on, and create new products for the same audience. Very low risk, high conversion is expected because those customers have a loyalty to you as a company and believe in your offering. Step 2 could follow the step 1. Is the new customer or new acquisitions, you can present to the market knowing your audience. You can go after new customers within the same target market. It might require slightly higher marketing investment and higher technical and support investment, but still the conversion should be significantly higher because those market segment is looking for the solution you will be able to introduce to the market. And the following step is a new target market. You'll be able to expand your reach and go after the markets you haven't tried to reach before. It could be vertical, could be specific industry related like financial or medical. And this is the third step in the process which you should consider into your marketing campaigns. So we'll launch KuberDock with the initial catalog of 20 applications available, so you can start selling immediately on day 1. You can offer a catalog of 20 apps through the cPanel, 10th for business users, 10th for technical audience. Using KuberDock might take only a few clicks to make them available to your customers, and in turn, it will take only a few clicks for your customers to deploy them. You offer all or some. We'll start with a few and then expand beyond. You can sell an application or the entire catalog. It's a flexible offer, and it will only depend on your customer base and your vision and how you would like to approach the market. The question, how did we pick those 20 applications, is also important. Before we presented this to the market as the initial launch, we researched the market and came up with a list. In our research, we looked at many different segments and companies. We looked at, obviously, Amazon categories of the most popular, structured based on categories listed in Marketplace. We looked at the most popular hosted customer base in different than Amazon. We looked at the hostess website and companies who currently offer some of the applications, more popular applications like WordPress and Joomla. We evaluated Docker Hub and Bitnami, images with a large amount of downloads, both on the business side and technical side, and also looked at Sotakalus as a leading out installer for those applications. After we compiled the data, we came out with a list of applications we would like to go to the market first. And going forward, we'll be expanding that list, but then I'll touch upon that on the next slide. So, in addition to use our initial catalog, we suggest a few steps and strategies how you can go and offer this to the market. There's a second option for creating a list of products. For example, if your customers use most popular application, WordPress, high-level packages for running corporate websites, you can extend and offer and add Elasticsearch. For blogs, you can offer video streaming, and for e-commerce, you can offer image gallery. For WordPress would be good for a simple website, which is at 25% of the market. They can benefit from, obviously, blog, and small businesses can benefit from blog, and corporate websites can benefit from portals, and search will benefit everybody within your market segment. As you learn more about the market and the customers, you can offer most popular applications not yet offered by you. And you can choose and start offering new applications which previously has not been on your radar screen, but as you learn, you can present it to your customer base, especially those who are coming to you as a new acquisition in addition to your current customers. You should review your VPS customer base and your offering and deploy most commonly used applications within that group of customers. Offer applications used in VPS, supplemental applications such as search extensions, image gallery, and video hosting. Without cannibalizing your current offer, you can do the same price or lower price, but spend less money on infrastructure. There is a significant value to your end user, much less infrastructure management to you, no need to secure it, update, and easier deployment in one click and easy management. They're managing all the applications. Everything else is managed by the platform. You might also consider those that are not used often because they're very hard to set up. And the final step, you can offer in-demand applications, customers request. Create your own application packages, write your own YAML files, components to be sold as a single application, and offer completely new packages. WordPress plus Elasticsearch, for example. Offer applications your customers need as an add-on. Going beyond that, in the past, for the past option for the more technical audience, you can even go further, and KuberDock will allow your customers to choose from other catalogs, obviously from Docker Hub and Bitnami, for example. Let user choose specific applications. Offer more technical market segments, for example, buying MySQL, MongoDB. Offer the whole Docker catalog, and there will be third-party catalogs soon. For developers, container as a service is an option which might require higher technical skills from your audience. So with KuberDock, on the screen, I would like to present a few ideas for packages. You might consider you can create your own packages, but it's just an idea how you can present it to your customer base and new customers and position it based on usage. With KuberDock, you can set up allocation-based pricing model, which is important, versus usage-based pricing your shared customers got used to and would prefer. There are three options with mixed monthly pricing. Obviously, you could suggest a specific plan, preferred plan, which you should be used for a particular application. If you notice the specific application use specific resources, you can change those plans and present the most popular to your customer base. Now, our pricing model to you as a partner also has its benefits, which we will highlight in the next slide. It's worth mentioning that hoster can change values and recommendations, and customers can move from package to package, from plan to plan easily. So they can start on low end, and if consumption is growing, they can move up to the next level, offer them flexibility and ease of use. So this is our pricing for our partners to you, our hosters. Our pricing model is very simple, affordable, and eliminate any barriers of entry for any partner or any hosting providers, small and large, and consists of two simple parts. Low monthly fee, $128 for the initial package, and low fee for additional core, $8 per month. It's worth mentioning that we will extend a special early adopter promotion, which will be running up until July 1st. You can see it on the right upper hand side of the screen of this year, with 50% pricing discount, which will be valid till January of 2018, which is a year and a half from that point on, which will give our hosters an ability to gain the market share at a very discounted price and deploy KuberDock sooner than later. So I would strongly advise you to look at this opportunity, because the market is ready for this type of a solution, and application hosting is very much in demand today. So what is the next for KuberDock after the initial launch? What's coming soon? We'll be working with our partners, hosters, to create additional applications based on the market demand and adoption rate. We will work on adding specific features and functionalities to our solutions, like analytics, so hosters could understand what customers use. We'll explore usage across all customer base and partner with the key players in the market, like Docker and Bitnami. And what, from our point of view, are the main takeaways from this presentation? What we would like you to look, remember, and consider going forward? Most small businesses will more than likely only need to use software as a service. For these businesses, SaaS provides a way of delivering a host of software and technical services that would otherwise be cost prohibitive and difficult to manage on premise. Review starting point, again, it's easy to get started with KuberDock, providing offering to your current customer base. Expand beyond the point of growth you're offering. Look at the application used in-house on managed service to deliver as an app on demand. Consider targeted focus, such as medical fields or any other vertical or industry specific. And for general approach to launch new applications, pick best applications your marketing research indicates to go and find the audience, or go the other way around and discover the audience and present the best applications this audience might need. If you have any specific questions, we will be happy right now to address them. So at this point, we can start our Q&A, and we'll be happy to assist you right now with any concerns, questions you might have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, if you have any questions, please pose them. I see we have some already. First question is when KuberDock is going to be released. So we've been testing, KuberDock has been in beta testing for the past 6 months. We had quite a few people installing and running it. We recently released it as a release candidate. We want to see how people are using it in production, and the production release will be available in February. Next question. Amazon has usage-based pricing. Why KuberDock doesn't implement it? So we believe that usage-based pricing is way too complex for our existing customer base, meaning customers of shared hosting, VPS, dedicated servers. Those customers are used to fixed monthly pricing or fixed annual pricing. They're not used to be to unpredictable fluctuated pricing. It requires more sophisticated consumer, usually enterprise, that can take advantage of that. And for today customers base, it would create more questions than benefits. So we decided to start with fixed based, allocation based pricing that is very much similar to how you bill your customer today, so that you can continue billing your existing customers the same way you're billing them today. And in the future, if we see the need, we will add usage-based pricing. Can we offer pure Docker hosting instead of application hosting? Yes, of course, it's still possible. We put a lot of attention on application hosting because we believe that's where you can start first and achieve the most results. But we do see a lot of demand for Docker hosting, and KuberDock even today is fully capable of Docker hosting, including API and user interface, command line interface. So your customers who want pure Docker hosting can start using it right now. Next question. In a cPanel setup, if a client has a shared hosting account and launches support with WordPress MySQL, does KuberDock also update DNS automatically to keep mail services on shared server but points WordPress support to pod AP? So it's actually interesting and one of the things we learned and implementing now. So basically, the way it works is that, yes, WordPress will send mail through cPanel account. But what we also did is that WordPress would not be accessible through public IP of the KuberDock. It would actually be accessible as a proxy through existing cPanel web interface. So what we do, we create a proxy on an Apache level in cPanel that connects to that pod for WordPress, and as a result we don't need to do any DNS changes at all. All the domains work the same way as before. But if you have a case where you do need DNS changes, no, we don't do it today. We will probably start doing it later on. Are you able to oversell the server resources, or are they allocated only to the applications? So one of the great benefits of Docker is ability to oversell, at least in my opinion. So, I mean, you can oversell on so many ways. First of all, on disk storage, because it uses overlay FS, which basically makes sure that image files used for applications are just one copy on the disk. It doesn't create multiple copies. Even if you have thousands of WordPress sites, you will have one instance of WordPress files. The data for each account will be separate, but each WordPress file will be all the WordPress PHP files will be in one location, stored once, and not duplicated on the disk. So you automatically can oversell disk just from that, but of course there is more to that. Of course, you can oversell memory as much as you want. To be honest, the density is one of the best. It's better than, in some cases, it might be better than in shared hosting for exactly the same reason. You're using the same files. If the server will have only WordPress, it would be the same WordPress files. We tried to do something similar with Cloud Linux and Optimum Cache to make sure that similar, same WordPress files, even if they're duplicates on disk, they're stored in memory only once. But with Docker and KuberDock, it's implemented much better. It's stored once on disk, it's stored once in memory. Same is true with CPU. Actually, with CPU, it's the same way as with shared hosting and Cloud Linux limits. You limit the amount of resources customer have. You don't guarantee those resources to the customer. Oh, that's basically it. So you can oversell on all the parameters and you can expect very high density, way higher density than with hypervisor, higher density than with OpenVZ Virtuoso, and in some rare cases, you might even see higher density than with shared hosting. Okay, thank you everyone for your time. This webinar will be available as a recording. We will have another webinar on February 21st that will discuss the technical matters and technical architecture of KuberDock. Thank you. Bye-bye.